I'm not going to do the whole thing because I think I'm probably going to get some copyright shit on this one. But oh my god. Oh my god. With this, the Phil Spector case, you guys, is so fucking bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. So, he killed an actress. Her name was Lana. I don't remember her last name. He basically forced her to come back home with her after he met, like, her career was dwindling, right? She was getting to the age where she couldn't get roles anymore because she was in her 30s. Fuck you, Hollywood, for that. She had been doing really well, but she was a very, very tall actress. That's a little unusual. That's more of like, if you're going to be 6 feet tall, it's more likely lining you up for modeling than it is for acting. Because in acting, they generally want you to be pretty small. So, at the time, she was working at the House of Blues in West Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard to try and network and, you know, improve her career. Because that's how y'all do. I'm going to be a wait staff during the day, right? Or in some cases with my canvas staff, do canvas work on the days that I can't get small gigs. Anyway, this is the story of Phil Spector, and he apparently created this video. I don't remember this happening. I kind of I remember the story happening, like when it went down. But I mean, oh my god, this guy is so like out of his mind. Okay, so this is, let me see. I don't know if I can cue this up correctly, but basically he took her home and says that he gave her a tour of the castle, which is where he lived, right? And that she just somehow happened to find a gun in a drawer, and she kissed it and happened to trigger it and blew her head off, right? This story is so out of control, you guys. It's so out of control. All right, let's see where we go with this.
During the trial, he decided that he would make a video that, in his mind, would fully exonerate him in the eyes of the public. He asked his assistant, Michelle Blaine, to set up a camera and help him make a video where he told his side of the story. In his video, Phil never once states Lana's name. Instead, purposely dehumanizes her in an effort to distance himself from
the victim. There was the victim inside. No, that's not what he... you'll see. He's not calling her the victim. He calls her like the injured person, or something like that. He never uses her name. That's why I'm at this part in the story, and I'm having a hard time remembering what her last name is too. I know her name's Lana. That's all I know.
Crime. He refers to himself as the victim and tries somehow to blame the police for what had happened.
Oh my god, you guys. This is his video. This is his fucking video. This is crazy. This is so crazy.
I'm Phil Spector, and I've been accused of the most heinous crime that one can be accused of, and I'm here to dispel some of the most incredible rumors that have come out about me and the act that took place in my home, which is a castle. The evening in question,
the castle,
when the incident took place and we called for the paramedics, instead of the paramedics showing up, the police showed up and negotiated.
The police showed up because his chauffeur, who was outside, was the one who called and explained that he thinks his boss has just killed somebody. Based on Phil Spector's behavior, he was drunk, intoxicated, and was well known for firing weapons. Like, even John Lennon in the past had said, hey, if you're going to fire weapons, you might as well just shoot me, because if you ruin my hearing, I'm not going to be worth anything to anybody, basically. So this crazy ass motherfucker was firing weapons around some of the biggest names in music for decades. Okay? So let's get that out of the way. So yes, the LAPD show up to solve the situation, and the first thing they have to do is neutralize the situation and make sure nobody's gonna get fucking shot at. Dumbass bitch.
With me for 45 minutes before they came into the house, but no paramedics came to help the injured party.
The injured party, who he claims was kissing a gun, and it just went off into her head. So yeah, I'm sure she's recoverable at this point, right?
Who had administered a self-inflicted wound. Then after about 45 minutes, while the injured party could have possibly been saved from dying, because nobody knows what her condition was, alive or dead.
Well, I don't know, man. If there's like brains on the floor, I don't think there's much of a chance, do you? Right? If there's brains on the fucking floor, there's probably not much of a chance left there, right? And if they're afraid that you're going to shoot them, they're probably going to solve your problem first.
The police decided not to enter the house as human beings and to protect and serve, but rather as animals.
What's going on with his
drunken
hands?
Animals, if
What's
you will,
going on?
Because I don't know that they were not.
What's going on with his hands? What is going on with his hands right now? Like, that's what I look like when I'm going through like a pain cycle, and like I'm in so much pain that I'm shaking. What the hell is happening with his hands right now?
I'm drunk, because all I know is that they came in barnstorming like stormtroopers.
Like stormtroopers.
And overwhelmed me physically.
Look at his hands.
About between 12 and 16 of them from the Alhambra Police Department, and knocked me down, broke my nose, gave me 2 black eyes, cracked my spine, all which received medical attention afterwards, and I have medical documents to back all this up. And that they did not feel that was sufficient. They tasered me with 50,000 volts of electricity. And there was a...
It was earlier stated in the video that the reason he got tased is because they asked him to put his hands in the air. And then he did, but then because he was so intoxicated at the point that he had done this, he put his hands back in his pockets. They asked him to do it again. They ultimately tased him because he was being uncooperative. But what the fuck is going on with his hands right now, you guys? This guy, by the way, like, is dead. He died in 2020, I guess. But, so women don't have to worry about this motherfucker anymore. But, I mean, this is a crazy-ass story of power, right? He had unimaginable power in the music industry. And when you look at these dudes who rise up in various industries that have a lot of money around them, they can get away with this kind of bullshit. And he was apparently very abusive to a lot of people, like not only his wives and, you know, like children. He was also sexually molesting his children and all kinds of stuff going on. But he was also abusive to other powerful people, other musicians. And they're just like, well, I guess there's assholes in the industry, or, you know, like they just totally let it happen.
Dying woman there, which needed medical attention, and there was still no paramedics there, yet we called for the paramedics. Wow. Did you take Mr. Spector? No. Why? Duh. You know, I mean, those are the answers you get. You can indict, the district attorney can indict a ham sandwich, only there's more meat in a ham sandwich. The only women...
So did he have a furry fetish too? Like, what the hell was that picture? Did he also have a furry fetish? What the fuck is going on here right now? And I love the 80s hair, and this happened, I think, in the early aughts, right? It's fucking 80s hair.
Who have come forward that have said anything
oh my God.
that had to testify under oath were the ones at the grand jury, and they lied. I can prove they lied by simply asking them to take a polygraph test. If they want to take a polygraph test, and the others who have come forth since were not asked to testify under oath. They just make statements to the DA. There's about 10 or 11 of them total. I'll show them how to make money. Here's a check for $100,000. The fingernail from the deceased's thumb, which is her trigger finger, was...
Your trigger finger is your thumb? Really? Really, Phil Spector? Your trigger finger is your thumb? Are you sure about that? This is so fucking gross, though, by the way, that he's talking about the acrylic nail that apparently got broken off. And he had one of OJ's lawyers, by the way. He had one of OJ's Dream Team lawyers, and apparently he's about to go on to say that lawyer had this is, I think, wasn't Robert Feldman? No, I think I might be conflating things. I'm not going to go there. So he's got one of OJ's attorneys has half of this acrylic finger, and the LAPD has the other half of it. And he gets into this really weird rant about this shit. And he's calling her thumb her trigger finger. Like, think about it. Like, if you've ever held a gun, whether it's a toy gun, whether it's a real gun, whatever it is, what fucking finger is your trigger finger? Come on, it's not your goddamn thumb.
Capped off because she pulled the trigger with it, and it was
with
a false fingernail, and it came off. So half of it fell off on the floor, and the other, both halves split and fell on the floor. Apparently, Robert Shapiro said that he had half, and the police said they had the other half. Now, Robert Shapiro now says, I don't have the other half because that's obstruction of justice and he can go to jail for that. So he's denied, and then I fired him. Wow. I have been out to dinner and at the grill. I've been to another restaurant.
What does this have to do with anything?
Then I stopped by the House of Blues close to closing time. And all to say, Phil Spector could never have done this. He could never stand up and shoot a girl in the mouth with a gun. Where's my history?
Oh my God, he's speaking about himself in the third person now. Phil Spector could never have done this. So apparently what he did is he had one date that went south that night and she left. So he ended up with a second date. Went to the House of Blues and started tormenting Lana, who worked there, because she didn't recognize him or know who he was. And he expected he would be seated in the VIP section, and she's like, no, this area is only for VIPs. And then he went on a fucking rant. By the way, he's only like 5'5", so he has like short guy complex. He went on a fucking rant about, don't you know who I am? I'm like the most famous songwriter in fucking history, right? I've worked with all these huge artists. So she spent the rest of the night comping him food and drinks and apologizing for not recognizing him. And then when his date got uncomfortable with his behavior and left, she was told that he wanted her to be like the next date, the third date of the night, basically. and forced her through coercion that way to get into his limo and come home, and then he fucking killed her. Fucking, dude, I can't eat. Like, she was a gorgeous, like 6-foot blonde who just happened to kind of age out of being able to get gigs in Hollywood. This is so sad.
This. How come for the last 40 years you've never heard stories about me pointing gun in women's mouths, blowing their heads open, and shooting women? And said, how come only after this Lana Clarkston incident did all this stuff come out?
Oh, because, I don't know, like, there's lots of musicians who said that you were firing off bullets right in the room in front of them. So maybe you don't want to, like, point your gun at the head of John Lennon, right? Maybe you don't want to do that shit in front of the Ramones, but maybe Lana was a little bit more dispendable, right? Right, asshole?
I've been functioning fine as a human being.
Oh, God. There we go. There we go. Wow. Well, anyway, I just wanted to cover that particular video portion of it, because the rest of the, which I can definitely share the video to the whole dreading thing, which is 45 minutes long. It's not that long. Some of their shit, some of this guy's shit is like 8 hours long, you guys. But that video is fucking fascinating, because he really thinks people are going to believe him just because he's a powerful music dude, right? That is fucking crazy, you guys.